Hi, my name is Marissa Robinson, and I'm a psychotherapist. And today I want to talk to you about spiritual wellness. So I first want to start with some definitions because I think I didn't know what spiritual wellness was before learning more about it. So when I think about spiritual wellness, I think of a higher sense of purpose, meaning, value in your life, meeting your own needs, exploring and feeling connected to your authentic self and the world around you. Also, participating in activities that are consistent with your beliefs and your values. We'll go more into all of that. A myth about spiritual wellness is that we need religion in order to be spiritual. So I think when I think about religion, I think about it as a support to your spiritual wellness. So after we've taken time to explore our spiritual wellness, to look inwards and kind of explore what our meaning in life is, meeting our own needs, what those needs are, our values and beliefs, we are able to see where we align. Maybe a religion really expresses these values and beliefs in a way that feel true to you. And so joining that religious house or religion can help you feel more supported in the community. But you certainly don't have to be religious in order to be spiritual. In fact, I believe that my spirituality is more about me, is more about connecting to who I am and living in a way that feels authentic to me. That doesn't mean I'm not religious, but but in my mind, spiritual wellness is more about me being connected to me being connected to people around me that align with my beliefs, values, and meanings, and that I also am connected to the outside world and world around me. So how does spiritual wellness relate to your mental health? When I think about it, I think about the word authenticity. I think we heard a lot about that in my definition of spiritual wellness. When I think about spiritual wellness, I think about meeting your own needs, feeling, noticing what your needs are and being able to express your authentic self in a way that you live in a true and honest way. So when I think about spiritual wellness, I think about honing into your authentic self. Also, spiritual wellness can decrease your stress and anxiety. One way that you can kind of live in a spiritual way is by meditating, by having quiet time, by embracing the silence and solitude. And that can be a decrease in your stress and anxiety. In turn, it can increase your self-esteem and confidence because you're embracing this authenticity. You're living in a way that is true to you. And in that, it feels like you're capable, you're confident. You don't need to rely on anyone else or compare yourself. You're kind of on your own path. And that is how it can increase your self-esteem and confidence. Another way is, I think I mentioned this in the definition, is that you feel connected with the relationship with yourself. You feel like you have positive and healthy relationships with others and have a positive relationship with the world around you in your environment. Often when we are living in an authentic way, we probably aren't engaging in relationships that feel toxic or not right or hurtful to us. We're normally engaging in relationships that feel really good and healthy to us, as well as feel like our space is clean, that we live in a space that feels good and calm for us. So that can be some things that you normally find when you're embracing yourself, your spiritual wellness as well. There's also a sense of acceptance. You accept yourself and those around you. And it's not, once again, that comparing or living in societal norms. You're really connecting to yourself and living a way that feels true to you. So with that, how do we improve our spiritual wellness? I'm going to give you an example. When I feel the most connected to myself, and I'm embracing my spiritual wellness, I normally feel a sense of grounded connection and feel like the fullest version of myself. And I started to wonder, and I want you to do the same, of when you do feel that sense of connection, groundedness, and feel full. When I feel that way, I think about my running path back home. And I think about when it is just a flat road ingrained in nature and it just kind of goes. And I'm jogging. And normally I listen to music when I jog, but here I don't. I just listen to the nature sounds. I notice my emotions. I allow myself just to explore what myself, my authentic self is saying, what I need, any beliefs and values I have, what it feels like to be in this authentic space. And then I start to notice what other ways I feel like that when I do when I'm running. And I start to notice when I'm with this friend, I feel this way. When I'm by myself meditating, I feel this way. When I'm in the therapy room, I feel this way. And then you can kind of pick out when you're really feeling authentic. So that's a way that I explore my spiritual wellness, is when I feel my most grounded, connected, and fullest. And then it gives you permission to explore your personal values and your higher purpose in life. I want us to dedicate a quiet time where you feel like you can be your most grounded, fullest version of yourself, so that you can explore these questions too. I know that feels a little daunting, but most of the time, when you are grounded and feeling good and that you can just be with you, is times where you might find those answers and surprise yourself. So I want you to dedicate a quiet time and create a routine of this. This can be a minute, this can be an hour, this can be 10 minutes within your day. It doesn't have to look any certain way. It just feels right. It feels true. And most times you would have to embrace the silence and solitude. Just because you're alone does not mean that you're lonely. It means that you're actually just allowing yourself to be with you. So you can ask yourself these questions. So that's some ways to improve your mental and how it relates to your mental health and how you can improve your spiritual wellness. So before we end, I want us just to take a moment to kind of embrace that silence and solitude. Most often, when I'm just practicing this in my daily routine, and even if it's just for a minute in between therapy sessions, I take a moment to close my eyes. I put one hand on my heart, one hand on my belly, and take a breath. So I'm going to invite you to do this with me now. Let's just take a moment. Let's breathe in through our nose. Exhale out through our mouth. And I want you to repeat that just a few times and check in with your body, reconnect with your authentic self, and ask yourself these questions about your spiritual health. Thank you so much for joining me today and learning more about spiritual wellness. To learn more about My Therapy NYC and our services, head to mytherapynyc.com. Thanks for joining.